Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, looking at another flashlight. This is from Claris or Claris. You can see right here it says review. So they did send this to me for review. This is coming directly from the company, and this is the XT11S. So it's going to give you over 1,000 lumens at the highest level of output. Lots of information here on the front. You can see what comes with it and some accessories as well. Some info on the back, and then it just says extraordinarily compact and powerful rechargeable tactical flashlight right there. So let's open it up, show you what's actually inside. Got the light and some other accessories as well. So here's a look at your actual, there it is, your actual light. You do get a nice holster with it. I have never really used a holster for an everyday carry or even a flashlight that I keep in a bag, but maybe with this one because it's even a little bit nicer than some of the other ones I've seen. Nice strong plastic D-ring there, and then you've got a snap and hook and loop there if you're going to put this over a belt, and then it also has the loop here that's sewn in so you can actually run that through a belt. Now this is USB rechargeable, so they're going to give you a USB. It does have these little plastic covers on the end, which is nice. Keeps you from getting grit and grime. That's a micro USB on that end, and then your standard on that end. You do get a lanyard here and an extra O-ring, and then you get your instructions right here for the light. All right, so I want to show you real quick. Mine comes with a 2600 milliamp Claris battery, so that goes in here. It's an 18650. Close it up. We'll just talk through some of the features on the light, and then we will actually show you how it works. So you've got a pretty aggressive bezel here. You can definitely do some damage with that. It's not, not aggressively pointy like you're going to cut somebody, but definitely aggressive. You got a side switch here. You have a large switch here on the back or on the end, and then you also have a smaller switch. You've got three different switches, 1, 2, and 3. Pocket clip there. You've got the tactical ring that does spin. You could take it off if you wanted to. I would just generally leave it on. So you got, man, there are a lot of features in this light. Let me give you a real quick rundown just looking at their spec sheet here. So your turbo setting is 1100 lumens, then you have high at 400, medium at 100, low at 10. Your strobe is going to be at 1100, and your SOS is going to be at 100. Let's talk about your run times. At 1100, you're going to get 2 hours, they're saying. At high, you're going to get 4 hours. Medium, you're going to get 18 hours. Low, you're going to get 260 hours. At strobe, you're going to get, which is 1100 again, you're going to get 4 hours, and your SOS, you're going to get 54 hours. Impact resistant to 1 meter and IPX8 rated, so good down to 2 meters as far as being waterproof. All right, so let's show you some of the functions here just in the studio, and then we'll take it outside and show you what it looks like in use. All right, so let's talk through the functions here. Let's start with your main switch on the back. Momentary on and off just by lightly depressing it. Click it in, it's going to go on. Click it, it's going to go off. All right, that's your highest setting, so that's 1100 lumens. You've got your mode switch here. If you gently press that on and then let it go, that'll go into strobe, strobe, strobe. If you hold it down and then let it go, after a couple seconds it'll lock in, and the strobe, you can see it's fast, and then it's going to go down to slower, and then back up to fast here. Click that, it goes off again. All right, so those are basically your settings there. Now when you click on the main switch, now you can now scroll through the settings with your mode selector switch. So click it on, and then with your mode selector, down, down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I believe, looking at the instructions and looking at the power of the light here, it looks like you've got the 1100 as far as your output. Let me just look at the outputs real quick here. 1100, and then your medium, which is 100, and then down to low at 10. So I think it's 1100, 100, and then down to low. All right, so that's what you got there. Now you can also, if you hold down this side switch, it's going to come on at that extremely low setting, and now you can actually scroll through 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, 1100, 400, 100, 10. If you hold this down, it'll go off again. All right, so you've got this option on the end for this button. You've got your mode selector, then you have this one here. You can turn it on with your end button and then start scrolling through with the side button. So 11, 4, 100, and then 10. 11, 4, 100, and 10. You can also get strobe out of this side button. So double click it and it'll go right to strobe. And then you're going to double click it again. It's going to go to SOS. So double click, strobe, double click. Now it's into the SOS mode. You can see here. and then 3 more. So there you go. A ton of different ways to operate this, whether using the side switch or the end switch. To be candid with you, having just started using this now, it does feel a little bit busy to me. You know, why 2 options here and another one here? Usually, companies will do one end pressure switch and then a switch here. They won't do all 3, but I'm saying that right now, haven't used it a ton. Let me actually mess around with this, EDC it for a while, and see if I actually pick up why those different options can be helpful. You can definitely see that they put a lot of thought into giving you a lot of options there. So just to show you on the instructions here, I'll put that down real quick. But you got 1, 2, 3 different settings. So they call this user setting, classic tactical setting, user setting, outdoor setting, and then user setting, tactical assault setting. Again, probably a little bit of overkill, but you definitely can't say that they didn't give you a lot of options with the light. So let's take it outside and see how it actually works. All right, so I'm outside. I'm looking at my fence. It's about 35 or 40 feet away. Turn on the light. There's your highest setting. And when I'm shining directly here at that gate, I can definitely see all the way over to the edge of that shutter there. And shining it here, I can see all the way over to the edge of the tree here. Let me scroll down to the lower settings here. So that's your highest, down, and then at the lowest setting you can see that it is on, but it's a lot harder to see. You know, from the highest down to this second setting, so I think we're up at turbo and down to 100 here. I believe that's what it is. Again, the instructions are a little bit unclear, but anyhow, it's yeah, I mean, you can definitely still see quite a bit, even from that highest. I can see, you know, like I told you, from the shutter over to the tree. On this setting, I can still see from the shutter over to the tree. Not as well, but definitely I can still see. And then the lowest setting, I can actually still see here with the human eye, not nearly as well, but I could get around if I needed to do so. All right, I'm now using the side switch, and let's start at the highest setting and work down to the lowest. So there's your highest, 400, and 100, and then I think that's down to 10 if I remember correctly. So turbo, high, medium, low. Turbo, high, medium, low. So that's with that side switch. One thing I will tell you is that it's very comfortable. See if you can get a view of it. Not really, huh? Let me grab another light and shine it at my hand here. There it is. Very comfortable in hand. The way just, you know, my hand falls, and operating it with this side switch, and also even with the end switch, quite comfortable to do as well. So I do find the side switch, man, where it falls is just really, it's kind of intuitive the way it actually works. So there are your settings again. Turbo, high, medium, and then low. Okay, I'm out in the backyard now, and I'm actually got my friend Johnny set up over there. Everybody say hi to Johnny. And we're gonna start out at this highest setting and then scroll through again. So this is at 1100 lumens, and then down to, I believe, 400. And the lowest setting, you can barely see some reflection off there. But again, at your highest setting, I mean, this thing really lights up, I would say probably 70% of the yard, 75% of the yard. When shining here, right at that center, I could see all the way over to that beam right there. And when shining here the other way, I can see all the way over to that slanted section there, which is like the mini rock wall. So definitely lighten up the place here with the light. Let me go to the other options. 3, 4. So let me show you the other options here. So there's your highest, second, third, and your lowest setting. And you can still see them a little bit there, but certainly at your highest setting. Let me go give you strobe here, and then I'm gonna give you SOS as well. There's strobe, you see it goes fast, and then slower, fast, and then slower. And then we'll go to SOS here. That's definitely a slow SOS, but yeah, if you're trying to get somebody's attention, probably works well. All right, so I'm inside now, and I gotta talk a little bit quieter because everybody's asleep, but here it is on your lowest setting, and then let me go to the highest. I mean, this just lights up the entire room. No problem whatsoever. Even your second setting, I think that's gonna be your 400, still quite bright. And then down to your lowest. Let me scroll through using the side selector now. So there's your highest, second, third, and fourth. So highest, second, third, and fourth. Let's wrap up our review here of the Claris XT11S. I didn't show you how to plug the USB into here and then into your computer because I'm pretty sure you know how to do that on your own, but basically that's how you're gonna charge the battery. What I'll say about this light is that it functioned well. So I did, as I mentioned before, I do find it very comfortable in hand, the different ways you're gonna actually be holding it. It does have good lumen output, and I like the settings from that, 1100 and then down to 400. I don't want 1100 for me personally, 1100 and then like 700. I just don't find that as helpful. So I like the different options they give you, the different tiers they give you of the lumen output. It has a lot of functions and features, as I mentioned before. So you have a side switch here, and then you have 2 switches on the end, or 2 buttons on the end. So what I'll say is that the light functions well. You just need to spend some time learning how to operate all the different features and functions. And you may find out that, you like just to use 2 of the buttons, but you don't need to use 3, or you just like to use 1 based on how you operate the light. So that's up to you. But yeah, you're definitely not going to walk away using this light and go, it's really, there's no options built into it. There's tons of options, and you just got to spend some time learning. So this is the first light from Claris that I've ever reviewed. I've heard good things about them, but I wanted to test them out. I would say the overall fit and finish is also really good. It's held up to me throwing it into a bag, throwing it into my car and different things. So I look forward to checking out some more lights from these guys in the future. I have put links down below, so if you want to purchase this light, you can just click the Show More tab and then follow those links, and you can get a hold of one of these lights. Thanks as always for checking out the videos. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids if you haven't done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram and Tumblr as well. More videos coming soon. Take care.